Tonight, quote, Ukraine is definitely Russia. That message coming from top Putin ally Dmitry Medvedev today. Well, he was standing in front of a massive map. And if you look at that map, it makes it clear Russia's goal is to completely consume Ukraine. And the reality on the battlefield tonight remains grim. So our Nick Payton-Walsh has been on those front lines now for days to see with his own eyes. And now he has this report that you will see first out front.
It's a lonely path ahead. The Russians have never been louder or closer. Occupied Bakhmut is just up the road. But now, some Ukrainian tank guns are silent just when they're needed most. Here, they don't have enough shells.
Sometimes they just won't fire at all for a whole day. Other days they'll be shooting constantly. And I tell you, it is loud on the other side of that hill, and it's sort of surreal to hear that sort of noise over there and see this tank unit having a ration their ammo.
Без зброї люди є, але без зброї ми самі це не ті війни, що коли з мечем чи шаблею ми могли щось зробити.
We learned they didn't fire at all that day, or the day before, or the next day. The silence here is what losing sounds like. So too is what these soldiers had to say.
Если американцев не решат вам давать деньги, что будет?
Я думаю, що ми всі загинемо просто. Оті, хто тут зараз є, нас не буде.
Is this the worst you've seen it?
Yeah, definitely. I think this year is going to be the worst year in the war. Well, I do know that there's certain units that they're running out of tanks.
How angry does it make you?
Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm absolutely pissed off. There's no point in trying to paint this in any sort of light where it's good for us that Russia takes Ukraine. That's going to be very, very, very bad for us geopolitically.
It's here, Chasov Yar, that already looks like defeat. Those left sounding like they'd be just about okay when Russia comes.
Я хочу внучку видеть, в Москве внучка, сестра в Калининграде. Да честно, пол России, там мои родственники. Но я здесь один.
Воды нет, газа нет, света нету, ничего нет. Отъедьте от дома. Они подъезжают прямо к домам, там, где живут люди, и стреляют прямо возле дома. Они прячутся за спинами мирных жителей.
Further south, near Avdiivka, homes that dealt with about 10 years of war just up the road are finally emptying out.
Знаете, уже дом 4 раза потрясло. Я думала, він же саманий. Я думаю, розвалиться. А потім другий так стріляють, що думаєш, все, приїхали. Поэтому і саме страшне, щоб сюди не зайшли ці орда. Тому що нема довіри до людей, у яких руки в крові, розумієте?
The skyline is bleak enough as it is, but now rumbles with Russia advancing. Ukraine said it would hold steady at 3 villages near here after it left Avdiivka. That hasn't happened. All 3 are now heavily contested at best, and the noise of the Russian approach is louder.
У нас була ж Донбас, Україна, все нормально, жили, робота була. Зараз уже, конечно, мені скоро 70. Уже 52 года вместе. Вот тут їх поховають. Вон канава у нас яка, бачите.
Вы совсем ждали, что у русских будет так близко?
Не, мы не ждали такого. Мы думали, оно как-нибудь успокоится, что и затихнет.
Some units had enough shells, they said. These firing American rounds in a donated Paladin. But still less than before. We didn't see much in the way of heavy defences around here, and the worry was and will be that Russia does not stop. It may not be huge and sudden enough to make the West pay urgent attention. But that's exactly what Putin wants anyway. Now, President Volodymyr Zelensky saying that in February, Ukraine has managed to down 15 Russian jets, and also his defense intelligence officials suggesting they've managed to take out a bridge 500 miles inside Russia. That's the changing nature of this war, though, because Ukraine is showing capabilities it didn't have at the start of the war, frankly, but still facing relentless Russian assaults along a key line of villages, and without holding them back, there is the risk that it begins to look like a sense of inability for them to hold the defensive line they so clearly stated they wanted when they pulled out of Avdiivka. And that's extremely bad news right now, Erin.
All right, Nick, thank you very much in eastern Ukraine tonight.